bringing the table. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. I don't need you, I do it myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. Take off your shoes, crib brand new. Yeah, I'm about to go in like a damn fool. I'm leaving your mans, them in shambles. You know, light up the wax like a candle. I've been on fire, watch me heat up the track. I took the crown, I ain't giving it back. Unless you got L's on your wish list. Messing with me, you gon' be a statistic. Really, you think you'll get it back? That's silly. I'm about to run the game, no kidding. I'm way too cold, too chilly. Yeah, they ain't wanna hear me, yeah, now they gon' feel me. You did? Look at my team gon' way off. Now we running the game, they can't play y'all. We don't need an assist, now we counting up chips. I think it's time that they pay y'all. Let's go. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. I don't need you, I do it myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself.
I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself.
Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. I don't need you, I do it myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. Okay, dream so big that they think I'm crazy. Let out the beast, no, they can't tame me. Don't play with me, better mind your business. I cannot stop now, I ain't finished. I'ma keep on going till I got that. Okay, the way that I'ma do it, they can't top that. No way. Critics trying to hate, but I don't talk back, I know that. Plotting on the kid with the bull, tell him all that. I'm the one that I'ma gamble on, I ramble on. I'm about to get my ramble on. And I'm the one they really couldn't get a handle on. Then when they see they missed the boy, they get a tantrum on. And I know they never thought we would make it. Underdogs, it wouldn't be able. Labels gon' ask what we bring. Tell them we bringing the table. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. I don't need you, I do it myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. Take off your shoes, crib brand new. Yeah, I'm about to go in like a damn fool. I'm leaving your mans, them in shambles. You know, light up the wax like a candle. I've been on fire, watch me heat up the track. I took the crown, I ain't giving it back. Unless you got L's on your wish list. Messing with me, you gon' be a statistic. Really, you think you'll get it back? That's silly. I'm about to run the game, no kidding. I'm way too cold, too chilly. Yeah, they ain't wanna hear me, yeah, now they gon' feel me. You did? Look at my team gon' way off. Now we running the game, they can't play y'all. We don't need an assist, now we counting up chips. I think it's time that they pay y'all. Let's go. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. I don't need you, I do it myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself.
Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself.
Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. I don't need you, I do it myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. Okay, dream so big that they think I'm crazy. Let out the beast, no, they can't tame me. Don't play with me, better mind your business. I cannot stop now, I ain't finished. I'ma keep on going till I got that. Okay, the way that I'ma do it, they can't top that. No way. Critics trying to hate, but I don't talk back, I know that. Plotting on the kid with the bull, tell him all that. I'm the one that I'ma get.
Hello. Test, test, check, check. How we doing? How's the audio? I changed a lot of stuff around, so let me know how that audio is. For some reason, I can't get my chat up. It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Gonna give it a couple minutes here while I figure this stuff out. I'm fairly new still to this. Voice is good. Is there music? I think there's supposed to be music. Yeah, voice to music. We're doing okay. It's not annoying. For some reason, I'm struggling to get my chat to come up, which is pretty sweet. So I'm having to do it on on the actual YouTube. Can I pop out? Pop out chat. Here we go. I'm just gonna do that for now. All right, we're getting situated here. I'm new to this, okay? All right. It's technically not live chat, but all right. We're good, right? Voice is good. Music is good. We're solid. How's everybody doing? What do we got? 10? I like this. This is fun. It's an interesting dichotomy between this and YouTube or Instagram for me. It's like it's almost like inverse. Like I very much enjoy. I'm talking, to virtually not as many people as I am on Instagram, but I find this super fun. So I'm having more fun, even though it's fewer people on YouTube than I am on Instagram. But that's just the course of things. So I'm in my basement. The setup has changed a little bit. Oh God, my dog wants to play. The setup has changed a little bit, and I kind of like it. I'll keep it this way for a little bit, but all right, let's just give a little sort of life update. Danny, say hi. Say hi to the peeps. Come here. Come here. Get your ball. Get your ball. You don't want to say hi? She's shy. Sorry. Life update. Life update. So let's switch over. Danny. I'm going to take this for a little bit, okay? This is going to stay up here for just a little bit. Why don't you go lay down? Little life update. Let's switch to the big screen real quick. So I just got back last weekend from Circuit of the Americas for the WEC round. I got very sick. Danny Jordan says hi. And we can't play ball right now. I just took you on a walk, literally to help this situation. But let me show you. I love my dog. This is my dog. Find a better picture. This is my dog. This is Danny. It's a little too bright. I'm sorry. That's Danny. So I got back from WEC Coda. I got very sick at the end. I ended up not actually making it home. I drove from Austin to Dallas on Monday morning, and I had a fever overnight. I was sort of spiking, but like also holding around 103 for basically all of Monday. So I ended up stopping, getting a hotel, and I had to stop for a bit, and I basically laid in bed all day. I went to urgent care that night and got some shots and stuff of antibiotics. As it turns out, I guess I had COVID. So thankfully the fever went away, and the next day I was able to make it home, but it took me a few days to rebound. And now I just finished my client work for that event yesterday, and now I'm obviously working on my Coda vlog. So that's a little life update. Charles, yes, the live will catalog on the YouTube page as soon as it's done. So you'll be able to hit the live button. It'll say like videos, shorts, and then there's a category for live. You can always go back and watch it there. I just looking at your name, I don't think I was able to download yours. I think you didn't have permission. You hadn't granted me permission to view the folder. Yeah, even still now it says access denied. So check your email and make me able to see that so that I can react to it. Okay. I'm really miffed that I can't get the chat to work properly. Glad you're feeling better. Yeah, thank God. To be honest, I was down for a few days. So it was at the end of a very long 4 weeks. And so that happens sometimes. So like, I don't eat super great. I don't sleep ever, or it seems like I try to, but we're generally going to bed very late and getting up super early, and occasionally it's just not good for the immune system. So it was an unfortunate couple days, but that stuff happens. the adrenaline from winning the race with the team carried me a bit on Sunday, and then Monday, man, I was spiked a fever overnight, like I said, like 102, 103, and it held basically all day Monday. And I was pounding Tylenols. At the urgent care, they ended up shooting me in the butt with something. I don't even remember what it was, but that helped. A couple hours later, I was finally off the fever, and so that helped. So crap happens, but back at it now. Let's get back to the full screen. Yeah, a lot of photographers making the switch to video, man. It is daunting. It's different, I will say, and I only know that because I've tried photography and I am horrible, like literally horrible at photography. I have gone out for a practice session on a day that didn't matter to me, and I shot for 3 hours, and I honestly don't think I got anything worthy of sort of being, on the shareable, we'll say. So it's a tough discipline to come to, but if you commit to it, you'll master anything. It's just a matter of practice. But oh, dude, well, hopefully you get some sleep, pal. But okay, let's get into this. Let me get my vlog off of here really quickly, and let's get to this. So I've got a variety of different people who have submitted work for us to look at today. I am going to be reviewing them myself. I'm also interested to see what you guys think, of course. And you have to understand, the reason I have chosen to do it with sound effects only is not like there's no artistic value to that. It's just I got a copyright warning on the last review I did that became a YouTube video because of the music that was in it. Even though it was only like 10-second bites, I still got a copyright deal. So I'm trying to avoid that and only select stuff with sound effects. I am a massive fan of music and edits, and I understand the impact it has, but there's nothing I can really do about it, to be honest. So we're gonna get into this. It's sort of going alphabetical. I've got a few timelines here. I have a few that I wasn't able to download that we'll go over at the end. Whether it was like not being able to scan because it's coming from a foreign email address. It's a lot of different things, but it wasn't letting me download some of them. So let's get right into this. If you can, really quickly, the only thing I'll ask out of all this is if you like watching this, like hanging out and asking questions and watching this stuff, please hit the like button on the video right now. I will wait. I have been told it helps. That's what they say. So I'm trying to make it a point to say that early. So let's see. I have notes. Yeah, I think I covered everything. I'm going to get into it. And if you have any questions, so after we look at each one, I would love to know your opinion. We're going to be nice. We're going to be helpful. That's the only sort of criteria. I know I made a joke about ripping stuff apart on Instagram, but I have no interest in doing that. We are in the business of being helpful to people. And there's plenty of stuff I'm going to miss, of course. It's hard to look at this and get everything first pass in a live sort of setting like this. So if I miss something, or if you think there's something they can improve on, feel free to add it below. That doesn't mean you're superior. It doesn't mean I'm superior. Half the time I look at my stuff and 5 days later I look back and I'm like kicking myself for not doing something different or something I missed. So we're going to be kind to people and we're going to try to help them. So first things first, let's see, make this a little bigger. Last check that the music is okay. The mic is okay. I'm not clipping or anything. It doesn't say that I am, but last check just to make sure we're okay. This one is Aiden Johnston. That's where it's sort of sorting them alphabetical, so that's how we're gonna go. Looks like a little 16-seconder. Let's have a little look. Go full screen. We'll go full screen. Here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Some good stuff in here. Let me get out of full screen. Some good stuff in here. I like the it's hard to, there's a difference between client edits and edits you would make for yourself. Like you'll notice on my Instagram, a lot of the edits I make for myself, there's a bit of a narrative attached to the front side of it. Whereas like on client edits, you're a little more beholden to telling their story, whether it's sponsors or the manufacturer, the drivers or whatever. So you don't get as much freedom. So I'm going to evaluate this stuff as though it was a client edit. And if any of the people that submitted this stuff is actually in the chat, feel free to let me know when I get to yours, and we'll get a little more personal. But I like it's a nice punch in. To be honest, for me, the car is more the center point. I know it looks like we're trying to highlight logos, which is, I definitely understand the importance of that. But for me, I would say the car is more the focal point for me. This looks like an Aston. It's definitely an Aston. Yeah, oh yeah, it's got AMR. Duh. Jesus, I'm stupid. So I would like maybe a rear 3/4 shot more than I would like this punch in on the logo, where you're getting the right side of the taillight and a little bit of the back bumper. I like the speed ramp on the flag. Just can't go wrong with slow-mo flags. I like this little motion blur on the zoom out. I like the black and white scroll. Looks like you're filming in 24 frames because you got good motion blur. I like that. I'm a big fan of filming in 24 frames when you can. I like this little sort of through the visor transition straight into a car transition. Let's just check your work here. Let's check the work. I usually go off the tire. If it's the same car, I would go off the tire. You went off the headlight, it looks like, which is also fine. Pretty good. Pretty seamless. Definitely in real time, not something you would notice. I would like to see, if anybody in here has watched my color grading tutorial, I have been a big fan of masking to draw attention. So just this shot right here, I'm saying this because I just dealt with this at Coda. Because they have a lot of sand traps at Coda, I would take I don't know what you're editing in, but I'm just gonna say it doesn't matter. You can do it in any of them. If it's Premiere, you would mask this. In DaVinci, you would make what's called a power window, where basically you drag a gradient power window from the bottom and kill some of the exposure on this super bright section. Because on your graph right now, this is kind of the brightest section of the image. This section sort of where the gravel or grass or whatever this is. And it's not where we want our attention to be. So I'd make a little power window and kill some of the exposure, maybe even blur it out just a little bit on this bottom section to draw some more focus up towards the car. This doesn't necessarily look like a static shot. You may have been locked off, but I'm a big fan of like punching in. It does look like there is a little bit of a slow punch in here. But on those shots where there's just not a massive amount of like static shots to me are okay, right? When they have a fair bit of action. So like I'm just gonna really quickly go to my vlog from that isn't out yet. So this isn't a static shot necessarily, but like I'm moving the tripod a little bit, but there's a lot of action in the car, right? So I can afford to slow motion some of this because there's action in the car. It's pulling sort of the left side tires off the ground. All that to say, like, if you're going to choose a slow-mo static shot, I would love to see it when the car has good action. Like it's either going over a curb or it's sort of got a very good like composition, like in Coda, like if you've got the flags like in the background or something to that effect. I love the Audi. There's just not, the shot's just not overly interesting. You know what I'm saying? Love this. The light, it's a rough time to be shooting this direction with the light. You can see how shiny the track is. Big recommendation is to get a polarizer. You can turn that puppy and take this glare completely out of the racetrack. Love these flyby type of shots. I'd love to see you carry that shot. I'd love to see you carry the shot just a little bit more to the left, like as the car is going by. Like you start letting go of the car while it's still out in front of you. And I'd love for you to drag the camera all the way to sort of perpendicular to the racetrack, because the real speed is that last, like this is cool, you got to start the clip, but the real speed is that last little bit of the clip. See, this is a much more interesting slow motion shot. Wish I had a little more glass on it, to be honest. But that, you know, equipment is equipment. Another good transition, little flasher. I like that. I love the pit stop. If it was me, you've got the pit stop sequence starting at 9 seconds in a 16-second edit. I would put that more towards the middle. So I would probably go into the speed of the pit stop right after this flyby, because you've got good energy, like, and then you sort of slow it down right away. I would keep that energy up and go into the pit stop after the Porsche goes by, because you've got good action, you've got good energy, and then obviously you can't beat America burnouts. And it ends fine, ends strong. I might move this Ferrari clip. I might move this to my final clip and move basically this entire sequence up right behind the Porsche. Same thing here. Power window, this bottom section. You want the focus to be on the car, and it's very bright in the foreground, and it's hard for your eyes not to go there. What do we think, folks? How do we think? Do we nail it? I mean, it's good. It's a good edit. Yeah, some clever stuff in there. I'm sure with music, I'm sure it pops even more, especially the intro. I'm sure it's a lot more sort of aggressive, but all right, I'm gonna read some real quick. My color grading tutorial made you switch to DaVinci. I've been victim of that plenty of times myself. Gradient on the sand trap, yeah, man, it's huge. I think the mindset is to put focus on what you want focus to be on, right? Like, this is a cool shot. This shot of the car coming in, I would maybe punch in. Like, you got cool flares coming off the hood here. It's neat, no doubt. I would punch in a bit, like as it's coming to a stop, but I would kill this foreground here. I would even blur it just to make it not. DaVinci, you can almost like fake bokeh stuff now, but even if it just anything you can do to draw attention to the car. But yeah, I think it's good. Yeah, edit was good. Yeah. What about the static shot with the lower f-stop to get some background blur to hide the sign? Yeah, that's a good note. So on this shot, you know, I don't know what glass he's got. It might not be enough glass to really get a lot of separation here. But even still, like I was saying, you could blur that in post. You could blur all the way down to this wall enough that it would draw focus. That's a good point. So this isn't a bright spot of the image, but for the same reason, it's drawing too much focus, right? Because everything's sort of in focus here. So bring a power window down and just blur that up a little bit. But yeah, I think it's good. How much do you zoom in on your clips to give it that cool punching motion? I assume for a second I shot the clip horizontal, right? So I don't have a lot of leeway when you're editing vertical, even in 1080. Like, I think it's almost like 90% of the window. Like, you've only got a 10% margin, but I'll basically go 20% on a punch in. So if my clip is here, I will punch in anywhere from 10 to 20%. Oh God, Sean Kennedy, my man. What's up, buddy? I would punch in usually around 20%. I definitely don't want to make it feel like you can tell I'm punching in, but I punch in so often. On almost every track clip, on almost every static shot, pit lane shot, I am punching in or out on almost every single one of those. It's very, very rare for me not to have any sort of punch in. So yeah, solid edit. Let's get on to the next. For those that gave me Instagram handles as well, their Instagram is up at the top. Some of them didn't, so karting. Sean, how perfect that you're here. We have a karting edit. You might even know these people. I don't know these guys, but... All right, let's go full screen here. Let me get some water actually really quick. And, oh God, my dog is losing it again. You can maybe see her. She's right here. It's a bit dark. All right, let's check this out. Oh yeah, punchy. Oh yeah. Some good use of sound effects on this one for sure. A couple weird ones, but for the most part, some really good stuff. So I really love the fast getting their attention really quickly on shots where, like I said, you don't have a narrative and you just have to go straight into sort of the client side of it. I like this fast sort of get them in the game motion. I like this. This is kind of doesn't make a ton of sense what's going on here. I like that. I like this. I love, like, again, I love action, right? Like, even if it's not cars, like people moving their eyes, moving their helmets, like this shot is kind of, it's dramatic if he's sitting still and like looking down and contemplating, but if he's got action, if he's moving his head, it feels better. Great shot here. I would probably same notes about power windows, kill this grass right here. The image looks flatter than it needs to, so kill this grass, bring the exposure down. Okay, so good flyby shot. I don't mind going into slow motion. The punching out is different, but it's fine. Tell your driver, man, get this freaking chicken wing stuff. Put your elbows down. I was in karting for a long time, right? Me and the Sean guy that's in the chat here. This chicken wing stuff can't happen. Put your elbow down. If you gotta scoot the motor back, but put that elbow down. You came here for filming advice, but this is karting advice. This is driving advice. Now get that elbow down, okay? We're not chickens. Anyway, don't mind going into the slow-mo stuff. Oh God. Halston, everybody. Everybody say hi to Halston. Danny, God. Baby. I swear I will play ball with you when we're done. I swear. She's anxious. Okay, sorry. I don't mind the slow-mo. It does, I will say, it almost looks like you're focusing. So on static shots, you have to almost manually rack it, right? You don't want your focus changing. It looks like when there's nothing in the frame, your focus is grabbing back here, like sort of in the background-ish. And then as he comes into frame, it focuses on him. So if you're gonna do locked off static shots, be in manual focus. If you know that the action of the kart that you want in the clip is like right in this section, manual focus to that section. If you have a sort of situation where you want more of the image in focus, you can stop the ND down and bump the f-stop up. If you like it being shallow, keep it low, but all the same, don't let autofocus take over on static shots. Right here, we're probably have like a center autofocus point. It's autofocusing in the back. When the kart comes into that frame, it's blurry, and then it focuses on the front. So I love this shot. This is cool. I would still same notes about power windowing this bottom here so that you can kill some of the exposure on the foreground and bring some attention to your guy. It's a really unique color grade too. Like it's like giving that it was like cloudy out, but it's neat. I like it. Like it's got bluish tint everywhere. But I love this shot. I'm sure his mechanic would tell him not to look back. Danny, hey, get off. Come on. Come here, come. Sorry. I don't have children, but it feels a little bit like I do. Isn't that right, sweetie? I'm sure his mechanic would tell him not to look back, but it's really cool action. I love that this is in like 24 frames. It looks back, zooms off. You do a couple speed ramps. That's good stuff. I'm really into this like sort of dual. I'm into this right now as well. So if I have a long clip, especially of a longer corner, I've been doing this a lot as well, where I'll start the clip and then like cut 20, 30 frames up to the action of the clip. I think the front one is maybe a little short. Like it kind of flashes a little fast, but I like it. Same note here on the autofocus. So you've got a center lock autofocus. You can tell we're focused on the tires. It's probably harder for you guys because it's small, but and then when the kart comes into frame, you can see his name is blurry, and the focus hits on his you found another ball. Danny, you are nuts. Give me that. Oh God. The things you can't control. I want you to know that I walked my dog early today. I gave her dinner. I walked her early so that she would behave while we did this, but here we are. Okay. Sorry. Another I love like action, drivers looking around. It's good stuff. I like this. I'd maybe add some shake to this one here. I like the punch in, but add a little shake to make it seem like the cars are zooming a little faster. Like that. Oh yeah. What is this, a Tony kart? Looks like a Tony kart bodywork, M6 bodywork. Look at that. Look at that right rear. Oh yeah. That's good stuff. That's good. This shot, the ending shot is weak, I have to say. It's just not in focus. The shot is cool. The thumbs up and stuff is cool. It's just not in focus. I don't know. Yeah, and you gave it 11:08 to 13:22. You gave it a full almost 3 seconds, and it's just not in focus. So I would choose a different closer. Where my dog went. But solid. Love karting. I think the stuff is good. The color is very unique. I just off this color alone, I remember you submitted one to my last one. Like you have a style on the color here, so super cool. I like it. What do we think? Everybody agree? Oh God. Oh Lord. Chris. No, dude. She loses her mind over this like dust spray that I have. She doesn't like it. Chris is here. Let's see who we got. Halston, Chris, Emilio. Oh goodness. Walter, Sean, Fred. Oh God, Fred, my man. It's good stuff, dude. All right, moving on. Next, Brandon Rowe. Let me zoom out. Danny. She doesn't like when you give attention to the cats either. She somehow knows that I'm giving attention to the screen. Dog will always find the ball when doing live. Yeah, no kidding. She's gotten up in a few YouTube videos too. She doesn't like when I'm not paying. If I'm sitting over here not talking, she'll lay on the ground for hours. As soon as I start talking, I'm not giving attention to her and I'm giving it to somebody else. Like when we play ball, it's not even this long. She's like going extra long this one time. What are you gonna do? What's up, Charlie? All right. Oh, I liked what I just saw scrolling back. Brandon, let's have a look. What do we all think of the format so far? Is this helpful? Is there something else? Is it better to like rate them or talk about color and that kind of stuff? Let me know. Hi, Halston. Yeah. Halston's a man. All right, Brandon, let's look at your stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, Brandon. Buddy, this thing starts strong. It's a little, as sound effects go, the stutter riser is a lot for not a lot of clips moving, but I love like this action. I love the punch in. This is a tough shot. I will say this opener is tough because you're backlit. This is probably in a garage or a tent, and he's pretty dark and you're extremely backlit, so that's tough. I mean, a lot of times there's nothing you could do about that. If you were able to let him stage it, shove that thing outside. Same thing probably here, because it does look like the ISO's up a bit just based on the grain on his skin. But super strong opener here. Love this. I honestly didn't catch that he was shifting the first go around, but whatever camera shake you've got on here, super good. Add that camera shake to this flyby. You've got like this camera shake, right? Like of him shifting, and then you've got actual stuff going fast and it goes away. So is this too loud? When I'm playing the car audio, is it too loud? Can you still hear me talk? I have to remind myself the chat is a bit behind me. For all of you that are new, while we wait for that answer, for all of you that were not here at the beginning of this, feel free to, if you, I'm not making any demands, but as Chris and I always say, there's a bit of abuse shared towards the like button. I don't need you to smash it. I don't need you to kill it or destroy it. Just, if you would, gently tap the like button with all of the grace and love you would want to be slammed if it was you. So if you could do that for me real quick, that would be awesome. Car audio is low for Fred. All right. These sound effects deserve to be heard. All right. I'm going to leave it to you guys. Car audio is kind of low. Okay, good. 2 of them. So I turned it up. Let me know if that changes, because these sound effects are pretty good. All right. We'll watch this first part again. All right, this is good. This is good stuff. So, like I said, you've got good shake and there's action in this shake of the shifter, and then it kind of dies with this locked off shot of the cars going by. So I would add some camera shake. If you don't want to do it like with the camera in your hands, there's plenty of plugins that could give this shake and motion blur to make this look like the cars are like, I just find it makes the cars feel like they're going a billion miles an hour when you can like make them look like they're shaking. Love that. This what is obviously a gimbal shot of some kind is super good. You obviously put a lot of stabilization on it. You can see like the car comes in and out of motion blurred, and when you stabilize it, the motion blur doesn't go away obviously when you stabilize. So the car is stable, but it does come in and out of motion blur. But this shot, this scene is sweet, man. You can if Chris is still in here, he always goes on to me about rolling shutter because he's a fancy guy with a red and I am not, so I have a bit of rolling shutter. You can obviously see that this has some as well. These lines are likely supposed to be straight up and down, but they're slanting a little bit. But this scene is awesome. Like, I don't know where this is or what mountains these are, but the scene itself is just, this is tough to beat. This is a really, really good, this is like a great 3 seconds of sequence between, I don't love the first shot, this, bam, bam. This is awesome. Again, the shake, I love shake. I've been doing some like commercial automotive stuff recently, stuff that I unfortunately like I'm not able to like actually share, but a lot of they don't go smooth on the gimbal stuff anymore. When they want to show action, man, they put all kinds of shake in those cameras, and I'm like really into that stuff right now. Use that shifting clip again, or a version of it. I would love more glass on this one. It's tough. I'm sure you're limited, but I would love a bit more glass on this one, but the motion is still makes up for it. It's so cool. This is a bit weaker. So we go this like 4-second stretch from the visor down. Put some shake on that. This is so strong. And then we sort of, it looks like we go into a sequence of locked off shots. And I'll do a full tutorial on this later. But the lighting is such a massive part of the success of videos, right? So this lighting, for example, appears to be relatively midday. There's no shadow pointing any direction on the car. And the track is just extremely hot. You can, like, it's very glazy and shiny. These club style tracks don't get repaved very often, so they tend to have a bit of a sheen on them. I know I said it earlier, but if you are just now in here, get a polarizer. Polarize the light. When you're shooting either into the sun like this or at high noon, you can shove that polarizer around and it will take that gloss off of the racetrack. Like, there's nothing you can do about heat haze. There's nothing you can do about these hot spots like on the car from the light. There's nothing you can do about that. But you can kill that racetrack. It looks a bit unnatural. Like, it kills the color and the curbing. Obviously, there's no depth in the racetrack. Get a polarizer, kill that stuff. This is obviously stabilized again. Good stuff. And then we have a few locked off shots. Like, the scene is awesome, right? The scene is great, but you had so much intensity and motion in those first 5 shots that it loses a little of that momentum with all these static shots. Like, you've got a nice little zoom out, nice little punch out. See, like here, this is probably similar time of day, but you can see it's a different angle to the track, and you can see the track, like, actually you can see the surface a bit better. The red on the start line has more depth than those curbs did, all because you're not shooting as much into polarized light. Need more dog, yeah. Thank God she's laying now. Finally. She gave up. This is really good though. This intro is sick. That is so good. Even the sound effects are so good with it too, to be honest. I would maybe, if I was doing this, if you could do this again, you've got the same, what is obviously the in-car audio of the car in this clip, in this front drag or gimbal clip, and then it stays exactly the same when you move inside the car. I would maybe, you can keep it but lower it for when you're outside the car and include some of the outside car audio, and then punch it way up like it is in the actual edit for when you go inside the car, so it feels like there's some audible difference between being outside the car and being inside the car. Because the visuals are great, but from an audio perspective, it is just a bit constant. So good. I like this one a lot. So nice work. I have tried at races to get my gimbal out and sort of drag like this. It is so hard on a scooter. First of all, I almost ate it once or twice at Coda, and I'm just going to go to my Coda vlog really quickly. And I was trying to do it. I want to do those kinds of shots as well. It's hard when you're sort of running and gunning like we are at these things a lot of times. So I got in the media. They have media shuttles that run around. I got out in the media shuttle, sat in the passenger seat, rolled the window down, and just held my camera. I didn't use a gimbal, but just told the guy to basically drive, and I tried to get some shots around the track of like cars. You can kind of see he kept slowing down. He kept thinking I wanted him to slow down to get the picture, but I kept saying like go, go, go. Like, I want speed, as much speed as I can get in the foreground, and just let the cars do the work. But all that to say, I've been trying to get similar shots, but you absolutely nailed it. Those were sweet. Next, Emmanuel Ramirez. What do we think about Brandon's? That was good stuff, yeah? Surely. Is the car audio better? Are we solid? Sorry. Checking my phone. All right. Let's look at Emmanuel. Like I was saying when I started this, if you weren't here at the start, there's a bit of a dichotomy for me on these apps. So obviously I'm very new to YouTube. I am not new to Instagram, and I have more fun. At the moment, of having more fun doing things like this to a tiny number of people versus like posting on Instagram. I don't know like what it is, if I've just done the Instagram thing for so long, but you get like engagement on Instagram, of course, but it's not like connection. Like you're not being social. Like I know that there's 71 people that have seen this live stream right now. I'm having more fun talking to these 71 people than I am to the whatever 1,000 on Instagram. So I know this is weird, and like if I was on your side of the screen, I'd be thinking like, why is this guy doing this? But I don't know. Setting stuff up like this and like just talking about stuff and seeing people's work, and I would really love to do one of these where I color grade stuff. It seems like color is one of those things people comment a lot on my stuff, and I think it would be interesting to take other people's shots and like see what I can make the color look like let them color grade it, send me the raw and let me color grade it and like compare the two. I think that would be fun, but I'm having a lot of fun doing this stuff on YouTube. It takes a lot more time and a lot fewer people see it, but I don't know, it's just a lot of fun. So in case you're wondering why I'm talking to 17 people, that's why. All right, Emmanuel Ramirez. Let's do this. Oh. All right. Nice work. Nice work. Editing contest. Yeah, maybe. We'll get to one here in this group that has. Can I get the video aux ins a bit louder? Sounds really quiet. Yeah. Let me figure it out which track that is really quickly. All right, I've turned the computer volume up 5 decibels, so I'm counting on you to tell me if it is crazy. I like this quick punch in with motion blur. This is definitely in post. I done a few of those myself recently. Little flash, little linear light flash looks like. The only thing I'll say on the front, I like the shot choice. We seem to lose the car a little bit in these first couple clips. So in this first one of the Porsche, you've got it right dead center, and we lose it really quickly, and we're shooting like basically the back tire and back. So there's a lot of the frame not with the car. And then in this next one with the burnout, it's kind of the same thing. We lose it a little bit. And then at the tail end of this first transition, it's sort of the same thing. I mean, you're sort of static there, so I understand, but yeah, I'd find a way to pan with that car a little bit smoother, man. Keep that thing locked in the center. Cool little transition. I like the Lambo takeoff. Can't beat the sound of a Lambo. Looks like we're doing, I don't know what kind of transition this is, but this is neat. I like the pan up. That's good stuff. Camera motion is big. I don't know what he's saying, but it's good stuff. It's good little transition from him blacking out the screen. I like that. Alistair, yes, mate, yes, sir. Appreciate you submitting a reel, bud. Hopefully that helps. Oh boy, audio's good now. Good. Same deal here with the Lambo. We're losing it a bit, and we end up shooting half of the car. I would love to keep that thing punched in the middle. Just to reiterate, I love this. I love that transition. That's smart. That's good thinking when you're out, you know, and you know you've got something like this going through something black. That's good thinking. This is good stuff. I would maybe try to frame this where the red solo cups aren't in the foreground. Same thing with the last reel. Garage shots are really hard. When you're in a tent and you're in a garage and you're completely backlit, it's extremely hard. I don't know how the photographers do it, to be honest. I'd probably stand on the other side of him for these, because the light's hitting him from what is his left, and you're sort of shooting backlit. I mean, the shot's fine. It's just, yeah. Shots like this, I talk about it in my vlog that's coming up, but something I'm into right now is, you don't have to be on a gimbal, but motion towards that guy. Not just punch in and post, but like walk to and to the right of him or to the left of him. Get some motion in these types of shots. You lose a little bit when you're high energy transitions. This, and then it's just, I like the car going by. Don't get me wrong. Like, I understand you can't see much of it, right? So it might not always come across to everybody, but walk towards this guy. It's all right if you've got some shake. Same thing here. Good stuff, but same type of thing. We do lose the car a little bit. It's on the very front side of our frame. You get it back. I don't love this shot. I'm be honest. You lose a little bit. You've got such good motion, and you sort of lose it there, I think. It's just he's not going fast. He's like in a chicane or something. He's not going fast. There's not good action on the car. We're sort of looking at signs and a sort of really, really bright sky. On this back section, fade the audio a bit more. It's a bit jumpy for me. I would love to see the audio faded a little more, tell a little bit more, I don't want to say story, but make it not as jarring. You've got one track of them clapping and stuff like the whole way, but there's a couple clips in here where the audio starts and stops with the clip, and it's just a bit jarring. Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. What I really like is the thought of transitions, the understanding that you've got this clip of the Lambo panning through something dark, and you get a shot of this guy covering the screen, which gives you a super easy transition point. I love like thinking about that stuff. You can't always like plan that stuff, and I love thinking about that stuff. So, nice job, Emmanuel. Javier. Looks like he's got a little. Emmanuel, appreciate you sending something, buddy. Thanks for stopping by as well. It's good stuff, mate. Save up for that longer glass, I think, but you know, I think it's good stuff. I love transitions, as you know. That seems to be what I'm most known for. I love the thought process on those. You can change gear, you can get nicer gear, you can do all these different things, but what you can't buy is creativity. And you are definitely trying to be creative with your stuff, and I'm a big fan of that. So you'll get better gear as you go. You'll get better at editing, get better at color. You'll get better at all that stuff the more reps you do. But creativity is one of those things, like at least for me, I'm not a creative person naturally. I have to be thinking creatively. I have to like leave time in my schedule to think creatively on this stuff. And so some of my most famous reels that you've like seen, like everyone seems to love the Ferris wheel transition. That seems to be what I'm most known for, it seems like these days. But that was a super planned out thing, right? That was not a spur of the moment thing. It's not to say every transition is that way, but my point is like there's intention to be creative, and you can't buy that. Javier, let's have a look, bud. Okay, a bit dreamy. This frame that you've got around it. Oh, I didn't full screen it. I'm sorry. We're going to give him the respect he deserves and full screen the first view. Sorry, I'm forgetting. Okay. I love Lamborghinis. It is hard to beat the Lambos. This looks like Coda, yeah? Yeah, it's gotta be. Yeah, it's definitely Coda. It's good stuff. I like this like very dreamy. Yeah, I love this very dreamy sort of start. This is kind of cool. Like juxtaposition of like sort of slow-mo static to a freaking car zooming by. Is there audio with that? Yeah, put the Lambo makes music, man. Put that audio in there. If this car is gonna fly by, even if it doesn't have to be super loud, put that audio in there. Yeah, you do it after each one. I like it. I like it's got good energy. I don't know if this looks like still like a dreamy effect on it. I'd maybe dial back just a tick because it starts to look a bit soft. Like if even on the headlight or the tail light here, just dial, maybe mask it or something, whatever you got going there that's making that effect. And same thing as earlier, I was saying, kill this foreground. We need to be looking at this car and kill this foreground. Make sure that this is not being focused on. Okay, I've said that I've said that a lot. That seems to be a recurring theme in this deal. I'm just going to show what I mean. So let me find a clip from Coda really quickly. Okay, I'm gonna choose, let's do this one. This is not as drastic where the foreground is not quite as bad. So what I mean when I say all that is basically at the end of my node tree, or if you're in Premiere, just like make a mask. Don't worry about the nodes. I go into power windows, I make a little gradient. I'll drag this up, drag this down. I'll take the exposure down a bit so that I'm killing. This is a black car, right? So it's a little bit different. It's like hard to draw focus. I don't want to make everything super dark, but I'll drag the exposure down. Usually that'll saturate the image a bit. So I'll bring the saturation down just a little bit, and then I'll go to my blur and I'll add some blur. I mean, you don't want to go crazy. Like you don't want people to actually, I think they say when you're playing music, right? And you're drumming that, and you have a metronome in your head. The way you know you're on the metronome is if you don't actually hear it, right? That's what I think about, like with like this kind of stuff. Like I don't want anybody to actually notice that I blurred it, right? If they did, then you went too far. So I blur it just enough that it takes away, and it looks almost like the camera was like bokehing. Is that a word? Bokehing? Bokehing that little section. It's not super prominent. Here's just really quickly, let me turn the clips off. Here's it off the way the clip was, and here's it on. It just draws, I've got the barrier in my foreground here, so it lightens up the curbing a little bit. And all this does, it darkens it, it pulls more focus to that car, if that makes sense. So one more time, here's the clip the way that it was. And here's me adding that power window. And I could do the same thing to the top, maybe less on exposure and more on blur. So it looks like the foreground or the background's a little bit more bokeh. But that's what I'm talking about when I talk about like on this shot here, right? That's what I talk about when I talk about killing the foreground. It's just basically taking that. I don't want the brightest part of my image to be something irrelevant. Like obviously the sky is the sky, but there's nothing interesting about this asphalt, right? There's no logos or curbing or anything. So make a power window, drag that exposure down, put the focus on the car. I like this. Big fan of these shots. Add some shake. Either when you're shooting it, shake it, or add it in post. This is a cool transition. It's like hard because the pan was kind of definitely not the same on each one. But this is cool. I will say, I don't know like if you're using a LUT or what, but like the color compression on the cars is a lot. Like the saturation is really high and the color compression it's like peaked. The color, specifically the oranges and the reds on this one. Good flyby. Same thing I was saying earlier on one of them. I know this spot of the track. I would love to see you pan with the car just a little bit more. So you like let the car go. And what I mean by that is like the car, you're with the headlight, and eventually you let it go and let it pass by. I would love to see you pan just that little extra bit where the camera becomes perpendicular to the racetrack, because that's where like the real motion is. If you look at like my reels, I don't really think I have many at this exact moment, but let me just go to this guitar. I don't have like anything open to actually show you. Yeah, I don't really. This is an example of like, I'm following, okay, this is an example. So I'm with the headlight, same as you, I'm a bit wider, but I'm with the headlight. You're like letting it go about right here and letting the car go by. And I'm trying to pan with it all the way to perpendicular with the track. Like if you just look at the motion blur difference, right? Which is how you sort of have to think about speed. You've got very little motion blur here. But when I'm all the way at the end of this clip, like look at this motion blur. This looks like fast. So like this looks like speed. You know what I'm saying? So that's sort of an example of what I mean on this one when I say like pan with the car just a little bit more. Oh, this is good. Looks like you have a stabilization. Like it looks unstabilized and then it like jerks to stabilized. Looks like your focus got a little off. Again, as I was saying earlier, on static shots like this, manually focus, right? Like don't let it get away from you. Like if the cars are coming onto the curb in this section, manual focus to that section. Because these last couple shots, you can tell the autofocus sort of gets away from you. Like we go from being focused on the tent, very obviously racking to the person, and then going even past the person. So the closing clips, static stuff, either manually focus or definitely have your settings dialed. But overall, super solid. Of course, again, another good one. You guys got some good stuff. There's some good stuff floating around out there nowadays. What do we think, chat? Checking in. What do we think? How can we make this better? How can we make this little stream thing better? Emilio, buddy, appreciate you stopping by, pal. Hopefully I see you again. It's been feels like ages since Le Mans, but I'm sure I'll see you again soon. Appreciate you coming by, bud. All right, let's have a look at another one. Oh, this is a sideways reel. As a note, people say like they turn their phones, they don't want to turn their phone. My first reaction when watching stuff in this vertical format, first of all, I love this opening shot. This is good stuff. It was packed at Le Mans, and that's obviously where this is, and it was just good stuff. But my first, my brain thinks like to turn my head and like watch the reel like with my head turned. I've never, even when I'm watching it on my phone, it never occurs to me to take my phone and turn it sideways. I end up just like going like this. I'm not very bright. I never claimed to be. Let's look at the shots. Good stuff there. Oh yeah. Golden hour backlighting is so good. Ferrari in the rain. Spike. Coming down Dunlop. Solo reels are hard to judge on sound effects, obviously. If you had the right audio, if you had the right music to that, it would sound, I mean, the reel would be super good. So I'm not going to evaluate that. I'm just going to do shots. One of the chicanes, it looks like, or cool fire coming out of the Cadillac. Partial to the Cadillac, obviously being American. The Alpine, it's good stuff. There's not a lot to evaluate here. I'd love to see like more panning on I mean, it's a good static shot though. This foreground being blurry, super good. I'd love to see a polarizer here. Again, just kills some of the reflection on the car. I mean, when the sun gets low, the reflections are pretty flattering, but it's a bit much for me. Ferrari in the rain. This is late in the race, man. Look how dirty that thing is. Spike. A little bit less interesting of a shot. The scene is cool. I think if you move a bit more down towards the start of the straight, you get a little more interesting of a shot with the Dunlop Ridge. This like 3/4 side stuff is kind of tough. The car just doesn't have a lot of action. Whereas like a shot like this, like the scene is really cool, right? Like you've got layers, good layers. Even with the Ferrari one, like you've got layers, right? The fans, you're obviously shooting behind this guardrail. So this one is a little weaker to me. I like having the car audio in there. Same thing with this one. It was a massively attended race, so like definitely show the fans. It's good stuff. Same thing I was saying earlier. I would mask out this foreground, kill that a little bit. There's no need for that to have any attention on it whatsoever. Just put all that attention on the car. I mean, color is such a personal preference, but I'd boost up some of it a little bit. Just, I would say these blues and these reds, when it gets cloudy like it was for most of the race, they get a bit muted, and I'm just a big fan of color, so yeah, I think it's good. Can't really evaluate the editing. I think the shots are good. I think this opener is really cool. That's a cool shot. I wish I would have seen that, to be honest. That's a nice one. One with the Cadillac's good. You got flames coming out. It's solid stuff. I mean, yeah. It's good stuff. I like slow motion race cars, pal. Oh. What did I just do? Whoops. Boy. It's good stuff. On to the next. It's hard to. It's a little harder to evaluate when there's not a lot of editing, since that's. I mean, you're just going on shots at that point. Senna, Seers. I've got 3 more of these things. Let's get it. Another Le Mans, right? I forgot to make it full screen. God dang it. I'm such a noob. Whew, I like that. I like the ending sound. That Lamborghini on the rev limiter. That's good stuff. I like that. Obviously shooting from fan areas is hard. You're doing a lot of like side pans when you're shooting from fan areas. So there's not it's hard to evaluate that compared to the stuff that obviously the access that we have. I like this. Good opener. I like the whip. I would like you to stay with the car a little bit longer, like right in the cockpit. You lose it a little bit, but then you whip pan into the Lamborghini like that. I'd love to see you catch the Lamborghini a little earlier, so like a little further back, because like in this shot, obviously you go straight into those trees, which kind of sucks, but just you and then you sort of hold the trees maybe a little too long. You should probably cut the clip like right here, and you go about 3 to 4 frames past that. Good dreamy little flare coming off Rossi's BMW. I like that. That's great. I like, okay, so one thing I'm thinking of all the time, I like when you, even if you're cutting from shots that are going the same direction, like you have to change something. Every shot has to change something to keep attention. So when you're have 2 shots in a row that are going the same way, they either need to change focal length or drastically change scenery or setting or action, like whether the second clip is like cars passing. And so you do that here. So you go from the wide, basically of the Porsche, to a tighter of the LMP2 car. But then when you go to the Corvette, it's a little bit sort of status quo. So if it was me, I like these two together. I would add a clip in between this and the Corvette of a car going the other way. So like constantly have cars going different directions, all that kind of stuff. I love this shot. I would like this one to almost hold a little bit longer. Like let the Porsche get to the apex. I like this shot a lot. I don't love the static shot. It's just nothing really interesting with the, I think that's a theater maybe behind it. Just not a lot interesting. Love the Peugeot shot. I like the shake. You've got good shake. This is a good sound effect on the flyby. Action with passing is always a W. The night stuff is so hard. The night stuff at Le Mans is so hard. It is extremely dark. If you've never been, it is extremely dark. Night stuff is all good. This one is super steady. That one of the Corvette is just like, you know, this is a fan area shot, but this is cool. It's got good motion. That's cool. I don't mind like fencing. I don't think you need, this isn't photography. Like you don't need clean shots of every car. Like I said, I love the end shot there. I don't even know where this is on the track. I like this shot a lot, actually. You've got a bit of a mist. Maybe it was raining during this time or something, but there's a massive glow on the Lamborghini lights. Love it. It's good stuff. That's good stuff. Few of those notes. It does, if I had to guess, I could be wrong, but it doesn't look like you're shooting in log. I don't know if your camera has log. Well, this shot, some of these shots make it look like it is, but like this opener makes it look a little bit like it's not. Like you've got a few less stops of dynamic range than we would typically have. So shoot in log if you can. But good stuff, man. I like it. We do have a horizontal one. Okay, next. This is getting long. Hour and 14 minutes, so we're gonna hurry it up. All right, here we go. Speedstars Media. Okay, a little more outside of my normal, what I would call my normal. Clean shot of the clock. Maybe it might be a little long. The fade in is kind of, I don't think you need that. Start on. You basically got 3 seconds to catch people's attention on social media. this is not my realm of this isn't motorsports necessarily, but I would say I love these shots. Expose the camera down because you're losing the sky. I don't know what you're recording with, but expose the camera down, get that sky back, and then in post on this shot and this shot, I would probably add some shake. Like I said, I'm into the shake thing right now. And a little bit even more here. This is a great shot. You hold it maybe a little too long, like there's too many frames with nothing in it. And then you sort of do the same thing, but the other side. Looks like the focus is hunting as well. But the lighting is so good. I mean, hard to really evaluate, you know, because this isn't my realm, but those are my couple little tidbits. Add shake. Even if like on this shot, it has to be with your hand. Like just like, it's not uncommon for me nowadays to shake the camera a little bit. Yeah, pretty simple. That was a short one, so. On dispenser, this is actually my footage. If you don't know, I sell footage packs in my store. I don't ever advertise it or anything. But yeah, I sell the footage packs for people that want to start learning how to edit, that maybe can't afford to go to the racetracks and shoot it themselves. This basically gets your feet wet. It's basically 100 gigs or whatever it is of footage that I shot at various tracks available for you to download immediately. So check the bio for that. I'm not a salesman, so I never really advertise it, but this is my footage for sure. I know that just from the opening shot I can tell. Full screen. All right. God, I did it again. Okay. Wonderfully shot footage, if I do say so myself. Let's see. I'd be punching in, a little slow punch in on the opener. Same thing with the second one. And then for me, I would love to ramp into something with some more pace. We go straight into the hairpin at Long Beach, which starts a little slow. So if it was me, I would switch these clips around. So instead of, because the cameras start slow, it's not panning right away, I would maybe start with this clip with a Porsche, because you've got good, I'd probably start the clip with the camera already panning left. So like right here, I would probably start there right after this clip here. So you've got slow establishing and then bam, straight into the action. This is good. I like this. Maybe a little slow punch in would be good. I'm a big fan of this. I don't really love shooting at NOLA, but the last turn is really good. I love these cars going over the curbs. Your color, I will say I've seen a few of these that you've done with my footage. Your color is getting way better. Way better. I would play this clip out. I would let the Porsche come over the curbs and at the camera. Like a lot of these clips, it seems like the portion of the clip that you've decided to use is just a little too much like on the front side of the clip, right? Like the action of this corner at NOLA is like, basically I would start it where you've stopped it. Start it right here. Let the car go over the curbs and at the camera where there's good motion and good action. I mean, this is a nice clip of the car, but the real bit starts basically right here where it starts to get ready to go over the curbs. And it's sort of the same, I would say the same thing for this one. Start the clip with the cameras already in motion. So as I start, and this is me holding the camera, which is like weird to be criticizing, but start with the camera already panning to the left. Like don't let this dead space, these 5, 6, 7 frames of dead space on the front side, don't let that be in there. Catch the car when I'm already panning. Same thing with the Porsche right after. Like this is a good scene, obviously with the Long Beach skyline, but it's just not, it doesn't have any energy. Obviously love sparks. I would be punching in a little bit on this one. The static, you lose a little bit of that energy you've got with the Porsche before it, and it just feels a little bit slow. So I'd be like doing a slow punch in during that clip. Obviously this one is Samantha's, always good. I love the Merc. It's a little slow, I would say. It's good action of the car, like good pan, but that corner just doesn't give a lot of action. It's like fast, but like this is action, right? They're up on the curbs, they're kicking dust. Same thing with the Porsche clip up here. It's getting ready to run over the curbs. Like it has like good access points. This one's just a little bit boring, but overall, Spencer, your color is getting way better. So big props to you for putting that. Like this looks great, actually. This is warm. It's got a bit of a warm feel. We are in California in Long Beach. I'm a little tilted on the camera, so I'd maybe level that a bit. You can see the building is a little cocked to the left. That's just me shooting it. To be fair, this is a bit of a scary corner to stand at, so I'm not always like super on. It's kind of uncomfortable the way you have to hold the camera there, so it happens, but turn that thing clockwise just a little bit. But overall, super good, man. You're definitely getting better. A little bit of stabilization on some of these early clips to get rid of the micro jitters. But good stuff, man. All the stuff has been really good. I think the level is getting pretty high, like out there. I think people are getting really good at this stuff. Like people's editing and thoughts and creativity is getting so high, and it's just like super common now to have such. I think the gap between what people consider really good and like middle, I think has shrunk quite a lot. Like I think everything has just gotten boosted up quite a lot in photography and in video. So I'm gonna get one more. Old Charles has been a follower for a long time, and his access was he didn't give me access earlier, so I'm gonna download his really quickly and do that one, and then I'm gonna play with my dog. All right, hold on. All right, I'm gonna bring it over here, and we're gonna watch this puppy. All right, here we go. Hold on 1 second. Let me just make sure you can see. Yeah, okay. Dang, holy anamorphic. Holy smokes. All right, harder for me to scroll through because this isn't a download, it's a YouTube link, but I think it's good, man. I think it's really close to being like crazy good. For me, here's what I would say. Let me move this. I would say good establishing shot. I would maybe have some audio of the Viper like from super zoomed out, like it sounds like it's blazing through the city streets, you know. I would maybe get some audio in there, like a bit of mystery, like the car, you can hear the car from up in this drone or helicopter, right? Because it's a little bit long, and it's a great establishing shot. It's just a bit boring, like audibly it's a bit boring, like very like Batman-esque like sound coming. But I'd love to hear like a, you know, like a, I don't know, I'm not doing that good, but on the, again, this is automotive, so like I don't know that my opinions hold as much weight, but I would speed this up. Like the clip is great, how you're panning with it. I would ramp the speed up. Either you ramp it into speed or speed the whole clip up like 150%, where it feels like, you know, you want the car to feel fast and you don't want the RPMs to be going up slow. You know what I'm saying? So I'd be like really quickly. I think the sound is good. That's all super good. I'd maybe add some shake. Like I was saying, the commercial car stuff I've been doing. I'll show you in just a second. I don't think I'm supposed to, but I'll show you one of the commercial car pieces that I've done recently. But just so you have an idea of the shake. This is good. These shots are great. The camera loses focus a bit, which is unfortunate. But the shot itself is great. I don't know if you're shooting with an anamorphic or you're adding it in post. I would dial it back just a tick. It's extremely like prevalent, you know, and the anamorphic stuff is a little more subtle than that. This is great. This is probably a great shot wide. I bet vertical it's hard to crop this, but this is good stuff. Feels fast. The sound is really good. Good stuff. Like I said, the anamorphics are a bit strong. I don't know if it's a plug-in or the lens, but I'm guessing a plug-in of some sort. But the anamorphic is a bit strong. This is tough. I would make him drive by some streetlights or something. You've just got it's a little dark. So pull a section of the clip where he drives by some streetlights or something like that. But the camera and the positioning is great. I would, for me, and I'm gonna show you the commercial car thing here in just a second. But I would take the stabilization off. If that's a GoPro that you got on that thing, I would turn stabilization off. I would do a pass stabilized if you need to, but then I would do a pass with stabilization completely off. That's good stuff. This is perfect in that the car gets about to perpendicular to you, or the camera does to the car, into the shift, a little shake, like I said, a little shake on this, just so you feel like, you feel like it's rumbling, you want a little shake so it feels fast. I don't know how you're mixing audio, but you're clipping almost all of it. Just FYI, like the sound design and the actual audio you captured is so good. Just in your editing, I'm sure it's hard to tell on stream, but it's clipped. Like the audio, especially right here, is clipped pretty harsh. This, like, that part of the car is super clipped. I love it, dude. I think it's so good. I think it's extremely close to being like absolutely amazing. Just a couple little cleanup things, and you're freaking in business. Okay, let me just because I've talked about it 6 times, if you've made it this far, perhaps you deserve to see. Should we do Audi or Toyota? The Toyota one is probably my favorite. I'm really not sure I'm supposed to be showing any of this, to be honest. But, you only live once. I'm gonna do... This is not the final... Oh, I gotta mute it. You can hear that, can't you? I gotta mute it. I don't want to get copywritten. Alright, I'm gonna show you this one. So this is... I'm not even going to actually tell you anything about it, but the director, I don't do anything on this but edit. The director on the shoot found me on Instagram, so big reason to post on Instagram. And the DOP is one of my favorite DOPs in existence. He's like the car god when it comes to shooting vehicles, like in this sort of style. He's the best there is. So to get that footage and be asked to edit it is absolutely nuts. These are not full res. These are the editing proxies. Just don't share that I showed this. But I had to mute it because I don't want to copyright. But here's what I mean. Just notice how it's not smooth stuff. This is like super shaky stuff. Like FPV drones at like 1,000 frames, freaking nuts. Oh yeah. So obviously I'm known as the transition guy, right? So like but like you can see how much shake there is in everything, right? There's an establishing of him smiling, right? That's not shaky. All this is like super shaky. Obviously the slow-mo drones are nuts, like absolutely insane, this footage. But like these ones of the truck panning, oh my god, I screwed it up. No, don't play the audio. You can see like super smooth on the slow-mo stuff, but there's a degree of like shake to all of this, right? And it just makes it feel, for me, it makes it feel so much more immersive. And so like now I'm starting to do a lot of that. I used to have like everything be super smooth all the time, and now I'm like almost trying to institute some degree of shake, right? Like there's been pieces that I've done where the director of photography will do, I'll show you. God, I shouldn't, but I'm being peer pressured to the 15 people still in here. I don't think this one has music actually, but like, so there'll be cuts, right? So just as an example, here's another one. So of course, you know, I got a day to night, anything I can. Like, if you give me footage of a car during the day and during the night, like, trust, like 100% chance of me day to night transitioning that. Anyway, there are clips where occasionally the DOP will ask me, so they'll do this run of these cars, right? And they'll do a run with a super smooth setting on the stabilizer on the camera truck, and then they'll do one with a bit of a harder dampener where it has more shake. And originally for this one I used all the smooth stuff, and the director actually asked me to go back and put the shaky stuff in. And so like it started, you know, the more I played with this type of stuff, the more it started to click to me to like the shake is immersive. Like I think when I started this deal, I was like a gimbal kid, you know, like running around trying to be like Bach visuals, like super smooth and all that stuff. And the longer I went, the more I got into like the shaky bit now. So I rarely use my gimbal nowadays. Like if there's a automotive use for it being smooth, like for example, we shot, this is from the Coda vlog. So you'll see this in I don't know, maybe Friday if I'm not lazy, but there's obviously utility. Oh God. Oh, this is artless music, so it's fine, but I'm gonna mute it anyway. But there's obviously utility for Aston Martin for this stuff to be smooth, because I can't assume how they're going to use it when I'm shooting it, right? Like they might want to use these shots in a variety of different ways. So I shoot this smooth because I have to. But on stuff that I'm only making for the client side and the editing piece that I'm gonna make, I tend to like walk with the camera now, because I almost like try to emulate that shaky bit. And for me, it just does feel more immersive. I think if you're shooting 24 frames and you're walking, the shakiness I think is really cool. I'll be honest, I don't know if I'm like in my shake era or something, but I quite like it. So that's a bit why. That was a bit of the inspiration, the commercial car stuff that I've done recently. And I don't post that stuff and I don't talk about it, and I'm only posting it here because like nobody sees my YouTube stuff. So it's a different, I don't feel like I'm gonna get in trouble, but it's like really opened my eyes to not everything has to be super smooth. And so a lot of my feedback today was of having some degree of camera shake. So I'm into that right now. It's just my thing. I'm into handheld. If you don't have utility for it having to be smooth, I'm into handheld. It's so much more natural and immersive. That's how our eyeballs are. Like we don't have like stabilization when we're running, you know. It's just, yeah. So I'm into that. There are some people that obviously there are submissions that I didn't do in this deal. in some cases, like they didn't have permission in time, and others they couldn't like scan for viruses, so it wouldn't let me download it. But nonetheless, and some just, you know, I can't. I'm an hour and a half into this, so like I said, I would really appreciate a gentle press on the like button. That does a fair bit for the ego, and I know that on YouTube I'm fairly new. I don't have a following on YouTube. I have a much bigger following on Instagram, but I'm enjoying the YouTube stuff so much more at the moment. I know I'm not talking to nearly as many people, but it feels significantly more social, and I'm not an overly social person, but it just feels a lot more communal. I have 3 races left this year, and then it's like straight on to tutorials. I have like such a big list of tutorials that I'll be doing. A lot centered around the business side of this industry and how to, I'm going to be sort of pulling back and not traveling as much. And so I feel less threatened to share some of the business side, like how to get clients, how to scale up, how to be efficient so that you can take on more clients and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like I've learned a lot over the last couple of years, and just would love to sort of share that as I pull back a little bit from sort of the grind of every series, traveling all the time. So stay tuned for that. If you have questions or comments, I will of course like try to answer them. I am really interested in using these lives for something cool and productive. I think in this one, maybe not as much engagement from the chat like I did in just the chats, like where you guys ask questions. So I would really enjoy knowing if you prefer like this style of thing, or if you would rather just sit and talk about gear, or, you know, how to get clients, or how I get clients, or resources that I've used and all that stuff. So I would be interested to know that stuff. This is really fun for me to do, but I would like for it to mean something to the people watching, and not just, I'm not sitting here for my vanity. So appreciate you guys stopping by. We've had 110 people roll through, which is like, I think those numbers are great. Like, I would be devastated if that was what I got on an Instagram reel, but over here on YouTube on a live, like, I think I like doing it so much that I think that those numbers are super cool. So appreciate you stopping by. Please hit the like button before you leave, and I guess I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself.